Hello and welcome to day 11 of 21 Days of Presence. Adrienne Elise. Well, today we're feeling back to, we talked about this Mars and Venus square and about this crossroads in our life that we're at. Now, Mars has moved back into Aquarius and Venus is now in Scorpio. So they're still in a square, and what's happening is actually a grand cross, because now Mars is coming into an opposite, or Venus is coming into an opposition with Uranus in Taurus. So these are fixed signs. We've got Mars back in Aquarius, and that is actually across from the North Node is kind of coming in. So at the end of the month, Mars comes into an opposition with the North Node and back on the South Node. So this is a really important part of the whole summer right now, because we're having the third and final Mars squaring up with Uranus. And now Venus is involved, just getting ready, preparing for her retrograde later this season. So with the nodes involved and Venus and Mars, these are our two personal planets. It's about what we really want to do, what make our passion, and what makes us really feel good, and how we feel about ourselves. And so these planets are in square and in this incredibly powerful position with Uranus in Taurus. Now Uranus has moved into retrograde and is there at the beginning degrees still of Taurus. So if the fixed signs, all of the Pluto Uranus square that happened over this last decade that has been affecting us was in cardinal signs. Cardinal signs are starters and beginners. Then the mutable signs are adjusters. The mutable signs happen around the time like we are in Virgo right now. It's a change of seasons. The cardinal signs then are starters of the seasons. Now the fixed signs are the finishers, and the fixed signs are about completion and about stability and about authority. And so it's very interesting because it kind of resonates with this whole theme about claiming our internal authority. So this grand fixed cross is like a moment in time, which we'll be feeling here for this next week pretty much, as these planets kind of dance around these areas, particularly feeling this Mars squaring up with Uranus, because Mars, we talked about, is our get up and go, our action, our warrior. But a retrograde in Aquarius, it's like, we need a new way to fight, a new way to go forward, a new way to achieve in this new age that's happening. And Mars has been trying to figure that out. And of course, we've been all feeling lost and impotent and just totally derailed, a lot of people in these last few months. But now it's coming to a head, and it's kind of like, bam, there's this grand cross in the sky. And so we've got this kind of crossroads energy coming up. And so we've still got Jupiter in Scorpio in sextile to Pluto. And so this is really important too, because the fixed cross is saying, hey, we're at a crossroads and the whole evolution needs to move forward, but we have to figure out a different way to go. And we have to figure out about our self-worth, that Venus and Scorpio, where are the shadows around whether or not we deserve to have the life that we want in this new age that's trying to land on the planet. And our outside world is so far away from this. It feels like, and especially what we're fed on social media right now, it's just derision and division and hatred and tribalism, like coming into a place of, I've got mine and my people and you guys are all bad, but we're together. And it's like, it's so far away from what the Aquarian age has in store for us, which is equality and justice on another social justice on a level that where we move beyond needing authority to keep us in line, where we have our own authority because we know that we're taking care of the whole. We know that we're caring for each other and making it work for everybody. And there are these incredible, part of the energy of Aquarius is this energy of solutions that are available for all of our problems. And a lot of people who've been seeking truth, like really, really seeking truth over these last couple of decades, have found a lot of disturbing things that will come to light eventually. And today, on this powerful day of 11, 11 is the day. It represents the house of Aquarius. It is the 11th house. And of course, we know it's a miracle, magical number around building a new world. Because 11 is the base of 22, and that would, build up to 44. This is about building. This is the miracle beginnings of building the new. And we've got Uranus right there at the beginning of degrees of Taurus in an earth sign. And so it's speaking a lot to building this new world. But this new world in Taurus, we're talking about our self-worth too. And it's Venus rules Taurus. And so we're talking about, do we feel like we can resonate at this new world that's trying to land for us? Or do we want to stay in the sickness and derision of what we've been told? So the theme today kind of has a lot to do with truth. And you'll find that as you go search for truth in this world, you'll find layers and layers of what you thought was true. You'll come to a truth, and then you'll find out that there's a bigger, deeper truth and a bigger, deeper truth. But today we're going to focus on the one truth, and that's who we are and why we're here ultimately in these soul groups. And it's kind of cool in a way to recognize on what came up yesterday. For me, it was just this realization that, we want the truth to come out. This Jupiter in Scorpio and this Pluto in Capricorn in sextile. It's creative solutions for breaking down the structures that are no longer working. And we know we have a bunch of those, right? And this authoritarian energy that's been and domination and control energies over the planet for thousands of years, preventing our spiritual evolution. So all that's coming up. And Jupiter in Scorpio represents digging underneath those shadows and finding those painful truths. Might be painful when we look at them, but we'll feel better afterwards. But what I realized was that as much as you can seek for truth, you can't really, there's always a bigger, deeper truth. And the information in our world is so skewed and so layered with delusion that you can feel incredibly disheartened when you go to look for truth. But we do have the one truth that is inside of us. And what I realized is that this is part of the problem for these soul groups and for light workers, is that this is how you show up in the world in general because of your lifetimes and previous evolutionary experiences and your purified astral body when you came into this realm. Into this earth evolution. When you show up in people's lives, often you show up in truth. And this is how we get team scapegoat, because you're just by being present and being who you are and being in the moment, you are lighting up the truths, the things hidden in other people's shadow. And of course, then you're going to get blamed for it. And this is kind of on a bigger picture, what's been going on with these whole soul groups coming to the planet, wanting to bring in this new energy, wanting to finally move along this spiritual evolution on planet Earth, and being thwarted every time. And then taking on the negative karma of these control energies and trying to heal that negative karma that's not their own, and being blamed basically as the evil ones, right? And so this lie is up. But the cool thing that I realized was that, just by the nature of who we are and just existing and being true to yourself in the moment, being present in the moment, creates truth around you. It creates a beautiful expression of what's true and real. And we know that that's way bigger and way more than what we're being shown here on this planet, especially what we're being fed on social media and through news organizations right now. And so it's really important to seek out and find this like really true, authentic connection with somebody. They don't even have to be in the soul group, but just to feel that humanity is alive and well, and we do care about each other. And the lies that we're being told are just that, lies. And just to be strong and true in your truth, when you go deep down into your soul, underneath all of the painful wounds that we've all been working on, is this truth, and that we're here for something more. And there's a lot more available to us than what meets the eye and what we've been told. And you just, by just living and breathing and being here on the planet, you bring truth and represent truth, and it's incredibly refreshing. So let's just tap into this energy today and kind of allow this fixed cross to bring us into this balance. The thing about this, a fixed cross or a cross in the sky, is oppositions, two planets in opposition and then square to each other. The squares have tension. The oppositions have a magic to them. They come into opposition and there's tension when they're exactly opposite. They balance each other out and you see the other side. And we can kind of find some stability right here, right now, amidst all of the chaos and craziness going on in this world. But choose the truth of who we are as far as light and a spiritual, soul spirit having an earth experience, and just living in that truth and knowing there's so much more just changes life. It changes for life for you and for the people around you. And it's hard sometimes. It gets just disheartening when you can't find any true humanity out there in humanity, but it's there and it's growing. And that is exactly opposite of what we're being fed in our news feed right now. And so let's just go ahead and sink into this beautiful part of humanity, this beautiful part of our evolution of caring and loving for each other, and knowing that there's something greater. And this is the why. This is why we go through what we go through. And when we come to that dark night of the soul and these really difficult experiences, it's about bringing you to the why and that bigger picture, and can give us such freedom and space in our lives to be and just be who we are, and know that that is our work right now. So go ahead and just feel yourself arrive right here in this now moment. Just taking a few deep breaths. And just remembering, if you were here yesterday, this spark of who you are, this still point within you, the point of yourself that is outside of duality consciousness. Let's just go into this still point. And realize that when you're here, the rest of the conflicts of the world fall away. Those are based on time and space. And there is a journey here we're on. But we know that we're more expansive than this and more beautiful than this. And so just go into this now moment, letting everything else just drop aside. And just go ahead and feel calm. Feel this heart frequency resonance. Feel this field you've been building every day in these meditations. And feel how powerful this is to come into this truth of right here, right now, outside of all the experiences that are going on, and bringing this truth of now moment, truth of the bigger self, truth of the true self. The true self is the part of ourselves that never got disconnected from source. So let's just step into that right here, right now. And one of the lies we've been fed in this reality is that we are a victim to energies that are more powerful than us. And that has been a deliberate lie to keep us from knowing the power of our consciousness, particularly the power of our group consciousness and our collective consciousness when we really focus and come together in this place of humanity, in this place of humility, in this place of knowing that there's so much more than what we're experiencing right here in this moment or what's going on. And we find that truth in present time, in the moment. And just take a few deep breaths and come back into just moving deeper and deeper into your heart, into this still point, into this place inside of you that's outside of duality. Just take a few deep breaths. Feel yourself coming into heart frequency resonance. The duality on the planet is at an all-time high because we're trying to balance the scales. But feel the power of this peace, how your whole neighborhood can just come into this peace with you. Just by you being, this is the truth of you. And perhaps your whole neighborhood, your whole state, city, country. And just feel that that truth has the power to calm storms. That collective knowing has the power to bring harmony, the appropriate weather, and everything we need to succeed as humans on this planet. Mars went through quite a journey this summer, this last season, to realize that we need a new type of warrior in this new age. And this is that. This warrior knows the truth of the bigger picture, that we are part of the one, and that's all we're really here to show and be the example of. That when we come together in our consciousness and claim this heart frequency resonance, this peace, we affect the collective consciousness. And as much as there's more duality than ever on the planet, there's also more consciousness, true consciousness of this one truth. And just know that in your heart and your soul, that you know this is your journey. And there's so many others that do too. So let's just connect in our heart to each other. And let's just imagine our heart just grounding into Mother Earth with this beautiful love and gratitude that's available for these soul groups right now. Just Mother Earth, just so thankful that you're here, just living and breathing and existing in your truth. That is the truth we need. And just feel this love and communication with Mother Earth, and like deep grounding as you just sink into the earth and feel held and loved and cared for. And the storms that are raging around you are calming and harmonizing and becoming more appropriate for the truth of who you are as this cosmic being. So just enjoy this beautiful connection with Mother Earth, this deep peace, sharing it with all of the other light worker souls. We're paying attention right here, right now, to their truth. Just taking a few deep breaths and just enjoy grounding out into Mother Earth, just deeper and deeper, harmonizing and calming the storms of your life with the therapeutic energy of truth. My assistant is back on board this meditation, Buster. The animals know how to do this. This is like the original Gaia codes, planet Earth. Harmony and love. And the plants and the rocks, these are all part of living, breathing Mother Earth, Goddess Gaia. They're all in alignment with this humanity and humility and the big truth, the peace and the power of our consciousness. So just enjoy this peace and this presence in communication with your other light worker souls, Mother Earth, Goddess Gaia. Just so much gratitude for you and the cosmos for as long as you would like. Just finding a place of deep rest. Sending out an energetic wave to the whole planet that if they could just find a moment of deep rest, so much can harmonize. And just enjoying this peace and presence for as long as you would like. And when you're ready, go ahead and complete your meditation. Well, thank you so much for joining me for day 11 of 21 Days of Presence, a day of truth. And thanks for bringing your energy and making it such a powerful collective healing for our soul groups and for the collective energy in general. So I look forward to seeing you tomorrow on day 12. Until then, I'm Adrienne Elise. Namaste.